Jason, thank you. This week, the Valley marked Human Trafficking Awareness Day with marquees going blue and Metro requesting we all wear blue to bring light to the issue. Metro Officer Larry Hadfield and Vice Bureau Captain Fred Haas join us live now with more on why Las Vegas is uniquely affected by this crime. Good morning to you both. How are you?
Good morning, Alyssa. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you. So let's first start out with why Las Vegas is so impacted by human trafficking.
Well, you know, we have a lot of tourists in town. We have a lot of people coming through, over 40 million yearly. And this is something that I don't think a lot of the locals really think about, is the human trafficking that is in this town. We work really hard to proactively try to take care of these women who are victims of this type of crime and or children. So I brought Captain Fred Haas with me here this morning to kind of give a little bit of education and what we're doing here at LVMPD to get these victims out of this type of situation.
Yeah, take it away, Captain Haas. What are you guys doing?
So we're a very proactive unit when it comes to these people that are victimizing people in our community. You know, we've got these women out there that are absolute victims. They're being forced out there onto the streets to perform sex acts, and they are truly victims of this crime. We're focusing on those individuals that are going out there and trying to recruit them, get ahead of that before they get into that predicament. We're also making sure that they have resources. We work with our community partners to make sure they have counseling and that support network they need as they're coming out of that environment. You know, the other part of this is it's a community event. It's a community stake we have in this. It takes parents, it takes schools, it takes hospitals, it takes the police. It takes all of us to help identify these women that are out there and being victimized, to help them get out of that situation and make sure we wrap their arms around them as a community and make sure they're successful in surviving that traumatic event.
And Captain, I want to talk a little bit more about the resources for the victims. As you know, last year there was a Washington Post report saying a lot of these victims are arrested instead of being sent to resources. Is that still the case? Are there changes coming to, instead of arrest these victims, to send them to resources instead?
Every person we come in contact with, we offer those resources to. We want them to get the help. We want to be a part of that solution. And that's what our focus is getting them the help they need. It may take 4 or 5 times of offering that service before they take that help, but we're here to continue to be a part of that solution and be there for these women that are out there working.
And because we know it can be very hard for them to get out. I mean, they're being forced into this. So I know you said that awareness is the first and most important strategy to prevent human trafficking. How and why is that?
Because we have to see what's going on. You know, a lot of there's an embarrassment value to this if they don't want to tell their families what's happening or ask for help. So we have to be the ones that go out there and help with that. We're looking for those that may not look stable in a home, like they're just visiting all the time, that can't make their own decisions financially or a decision on what they're going to be doing. We're looking for branding or tattoos that are marking. We want to find them and get them out of this situation, but we have to identify them first, and we have to get them those resources to help them get out of that situation.
And we've got to go, but very quickly, can you tell us the top way these girls are recruited into this line of work?
A lot of them are recruited online. They go on, they look for those that are, you know, having a hard time in life, and they have that promise of new cars, expensive gifts, a new relationship, and then they slowly they groom their victims into this. Okay. And we have to find that as well. We have to protect our kids. You know, last year Metro recovered over 100 juveniles that were working in the sex trade, and they're absolutely victims of this, and we have to help them not go down that road. It's important for parents to know not only where your kids are physically at, but what they're doing online as well and who they're talking to online as well.
Okay. And we do know there is a human trafficking hotline. We have that information on our website, fox5vegas.com. Is there any other resource people can go to?
There's lots of resources out there. There's the RISE Coalition, there's the Human Trafficking Coalition. There are several groups and churches that are always willing to be a part of this solution, but we have to get them into the right arms for the help.
Okay. Thank you both so much for joining us this morning. And if you have a question for Metro, send an email to behindthebadge@fox5vegas.com.